Now, my next guest coming on is one that we definitely want to have a chat with. Dr. Faith Gibson Hubbard is running for office. So, welcome to the program. Welcome to Win TV.
Thank you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So, Mother's Day weekend, we're leading off with questions about motherhood. So,
Yes.
the first one for you is tell us about balancing motherhood with campaigning. What is that like?
It's definitely not an easy thing to do, but I feel so fortunate to live in a city where we have lots of beautiful examples of women being able to do it, starting with our mayor, Muriel Bowser, and being able to balance motherhood and also leading our city through a global pandemic in ways that many other cities were not able to. And during that time, I worked within the mayor's administration. And so I had to learn how to balance the work that I was doing as the director of the mayor's office of community affairs and as the executive director of Thrive by 5 DC, and also my children learning at home. And my husband has quite a demanding job as well. So those are skills that I have learned and brought with me into this time now running for the Ward 5 council seat, where I have to come to this space fully as who I am. And I am Colton, Maceo, and Emerson Drew Hubbard's mother. And so I can't hide that in this process, and I don't want to. I have the example of my own mom and grandmother who, literally had me on their backs to be able to live life. My mother who had me when she was a first generation college student and finished college right with me in tow. So I have beautiful examples of it, not only in my professional life, but also personally. And so my kids are a part of the process. They come with me door knocking. I come home late, and my husband is the one making all kind of random meals for them to eat and doing their homework. But when I walk in the door, they're like, "Mommy, how was campaigning? How are you?" And it helps my children be able to see me as a human too, and not just their mom.
Excellent. Yes. See mama is more than just your mama. She is a full,
Exactly.
wonderful human who had a whole life before you got here, little people.
Okay. Exactly.
That was directed at my own child. Anyhow, what makes you want to run for Ward 5 Council? What are the issues? And why this moment have you been compelled to throw your hat in the ring?
When a woman runs, everyone wins, because women lead in community just very differently. And again, I have been inspired by other women around me, starting with my mother, my grandmother, my sister friends, our current mayor, Muriel Bowser, seeing her, many of the colleagues that I have already gotten to know quite well who are on the council. And I see how they are able to think about issues that we have going on in our community around public safety, around housing, around education, just differently. I decided to run mostly because I want to make sure that there is someone who is representative of our ward that thinks about me and our family. And so often that doesn't happen. Being a good neighbor first and really being rooted and ingrained in our community, and also the professional experience that I've had working, starting out as a middle school teacher, and also working in an independent agency in the city, and then also working in Mayor Bowser's administration makes me the perfect candidate for this role, because I have a beautiful array of experience that none of the other candidates can bring to the table. I understand what it means to not only manage my budget at home, but also a city budget at the height of COVID, to make sure that neighbors are able to have access to the resources that they need and deserve. I'm a homeowner. I have kids who are in our public schools. Both of my children go to DC public schools. So for me, I am running because I want there to be good leadership that my children can be proud of. And when I looked out at the landscape at what was being offered, I didn't see that. And what I know is that women, we often do a lot of the work in the background, right? We push everybody else forward. We, make sure that our community is able to thrive. But when a woman is able to be out in front, the ability to thrive and think about our community in real tangible ways is different. And I know that that is what I'm able to bring to the table. And that is why I know I'm the best to move forward and be able to represent our ward in this way, because no one is more rooted and committed to this work than I am.
Absolutely. Now, briefly, can you talk to us a little bit about the Strong Family, Strong Future DC program? What is that? Who's that for?
So in 2019, I was appointed by Mayor Bowser to be the first executive director of Thrive by Five DC. And Thrive by Five is focused on maternal and infant health through early learning and development. And that's important because we want not only young children to get the very best start, but also for their families to get the best start. And so over the course of the years that I was able to lead that work, each September, the mayor hosts the National Maternal and Infant Health Summit. And it is a beautiful event where both neighbors and decision makers and all kinds of people can come together in order to talk about what's necessary in this space around maternal and infant health. And one of the things that continued to come up was we all could use a little extra in order to make sure that we can fully realize the things that would make our lives easier. And as you know, as a mom, raising a child is not easy. There are a lot of things that come along, and even if you have, the all the income you need, the quality housing you need, a little extra always helps. But we also know that for some of our moms and birthing persons and families that don't even have all those things, that extra makes a huge difference. We saw that with the child tax credit, where, when you gave that opportunity to even more people, both very vulnerable families and those in the middle, it made a difference. People know what they need to do with the money for themselves. We don't have to prescribe it. So from that time, with the work the mayor has been focused on around maternal and infant health and Thrive by Five, Strong Families, Strong Futures came out of that in the partnership with Martha's Table. And I was so excited to be able to see that come to life because it is something that has been discussed for a long time. And to see our mayor herself, who is a mom, be able to lead this for other moms and giving that little bit of extra, that $900 a month, for us not to tell mothers what they need to do, right? But to trust them that they are the experts and they can steer the ship of their life around what they need. And we know that people will use that money for the right things, for paying off debt or for catching up on their rent or for maybe some self-care. There is nothing wrong with that. We want to make sure that families in our city have everything they need in order to make them best equipped. And so I'm thankful to live in a city where that is a priority, where we have someone, again, that's our mayor that is leading and saying, as a mom, I know that this is true. We have other leaders and our council members who are moms who are also saying that is true. And I, as a mom who was so fortunate to be able to lead that work on behalf of the mayor, I'm also saying that it's true. I was excited when I got the child tax credit, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
I was able to do some additional things for my family that we needed.
Now, unfortunately, the federal child tax credit did not get extended.
It didn't.
Um, it was a casualty of the horse trading that happens in our legislative branch. The child tax credit, according to the Biden-Harris administration, I'm so used to that, our president coming second, but the Biden-Harris administration managed to lift 40% of Black children out of poverty.
Yes.
The fact that our mayor has taken the similar measure for local DC residents is a testament to the veracity of what the federal program was
Mhm.
at the beginning. So is the program over? Can people still apply? What information if someone is listening and says, wait a minute, I need to know more about this?
So it is a pilot for mothers of young children, so just having birth to 1 year old in wards 5, 7, and 8. And there is an income threshold, but it's a pilot. And I think the great thing is that a pilot we know can be scaled into a much wider program that can hopefully touch even more families. And I know that that is likely the plan. So if families are interested in that, they can go to Martha's Table. Their website. They are the administrators of the program. So I believe it's marthastable.org. You can visit their website and find information. The application period, I believe, is closed, but still continue to share the information of the need is really important because it's a critical time, not only around what are the resources that families need, but just like, what we have feared this week coming out of the Supreme Court about a draft opinion about what people can and cannot do with their bodies, continuing to let people know not only what we can and cannot do with our bodies is our choice, but also our ability to thrive and to have the resources to thrive is something that government should support and that we should all be a part of. So I think that is a powerful message for Mother's Day, right?
Indeed, it is.
People know what they need to do.
Now, refresh everyone. Can you bring up again under Dr. Faith Gibson Hubbard? Forgive me, Faith Gibson Hubbard. I can't say your name properly. Yes, Faith Forward 5 DC. That is a little bit of a tongue twister, but it is memorable. I like that site.
So just think of like Faith Forward 5
DC.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you for being with us. We've got to the end of the time I have with you, but we definitely will be continuing to speak with you as we move forward to selecting our council members. So thanks for being with us. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Where did you come to get